Good morning guys, welcome back to my channel. Let's not ruin the start of this video by talking crap about my hair, by the way. We're going with like Mr. Whippy chic, okay? And that's what we're sticking with. So I am washing my hair today. I've got a PT session first basically, and I thought I'll obviously wash my hair after that. So it is well overdue a wash. Just to let you know, by the way, because I got a couple of messages from one of my previous videos of people saying, hang on, you don't wash your hair for a week. Okay, I'd phrased that wrong in the thing. I do wash my hair, so I wash like my hair, like the upper layer, like around the sides, under the bottom, like kind of the roots and things, but I don't wash the extensions. So like I do like a full hair wash, extensions and everything once a week, and then I wash like my roots like maybe 2 or 3 times a week, depending on how it looks and how I want it. So yeah, before you go thinking that I'm a stinky little bitch, I do wash my hair. But to be fair, like you're not supposed to wash your hair that often, so I'm just following what I'm supposed to do. As you can see, I've got no makeup on whatsoever. Again, I've got PT this morning. I woke up and I thought, you know what it is? I'm just not. This is not the morning for me to get ready and then go to PT. I need to do it the other way around, because the main reason for this video, I've got something so exciting for me anyway coming up this afternoon. Basically, I'm working with a brand that I never ever thought would be accessible for someone like me to work with. This video itself is not sponsored by the brand, but I couldn't not vlog it, because it's one of those moments that I would love to look back in the future and just look over again and just say, oh my god, Jess, you worked with that brand. You'll find out later who it is, but like, or if you've been following my Instagram stories, you'll know who it is already. Just know that like this is like a pinch me moment, because this brand has been like a brand that I have used, worn for years, especially when I was a teenager. Yeah, I am just so excited for it. So yeah, so I'm gonna go to PT first, and then obviously I'm gonna get myself ready. Let's just have a brilliant day. Okay, so since I did that little PLT mystery, well, it wasn't a mystery box, but the subscription box haul, you guys were saying that I should try this and let you know what it's like, because this was like the big seller for me, and there has been some mixed reviews on the in the comment section of my video, but then every review that I've seen, like, people have loved it. So what better time to, Billy, that's rude, what better time to review it than right now? So the brand themselves says to absolutely saturate the hair in it. It'll be interesting to see what it's like with extensions. Okay. I feel like I've given it an unreasonable amount of product, as they say. I feel like this is like literally nearly empty, which is what I kind of expressed my concern about, the fact that it is quite expensive, and like if you use so much of it, how long is it gonna last? But we'll see. Okay, I'm gonna dry my hair and see how it goes. Am I blown away? No. not gonna lie. I mean, it's nice, but I think in terms of would I spend my hard-earned money on this, absolutely not. Which is a little bit disappointing because I had high hopes for it, but I kind of feel, all I can say is I'm glad that I got it in a £15 box with a bunch of other stuff than went out and spent some money on it. So I don't feel like it's done anything particularly special. Like, that wouldn't be achieved with another cheaper alternative. So unfortunately I will not be repurchasing this one. Oh well. Right guys, I've just arrived in town. I am wearing this little overshirt, but let me give you a clue as to who I'm working with today. I'm so excited. I just need to run down to the shop because I've got 3 minutes to split. The queue getting into town was ridiculous. But yeah, I'm so excited.
But I don't know how, 'cause every time I bump right into you, I get all tongue-tied. Want you to know me, but I'm way too shy. I can't just go around admitting that it's you I like. I wish that I had guts enough to flirt a little, but I'm too scared I'll fail. I wish that I could listen to the voice inside me, a voice that always says, give it a go, don't waste your time, 'cause you're running out. Give it a go and ask around, only takes one try, yeah. Even if she tells you no, then at least you know. So give it a go, give it a go. I just can't read you when you pass me by. Sometimes you look my way and say my name and I turn around, but when I see you, you just walk on by. It's like you wanna talk but get caught off by your own mind. I wish that I had guts enough to flirt a little, but I'm too scared.
I can't even put into words what is my life. That was so fun. I can't believe that a company like Vans would even think of someone like me to go, yeah, let's invite her down and do this. I can't get over it, but I've had so much fun and, oh, it's just been such a good day. I need to go home though because I've just realised, right, it's 5:20. I have not eaten a single thing all day, which is really, really bad, but I've just been so preoccupied and so like, I don't know, that I've just not eaten. So I need to go home and have some food because it's just hit me now how hungry I am. So yeah, what a day though. What a like absolute pinch me day. Oh, mwah. Hello gang, so it is the next day now. I know this is like a day in the life, or not a day in the life, like a spend the day with me. And obviously I filmed yesterday and things, but I wanted to include this morning in today's video because I feel like it's something that I haven't provided a proper update on in a while. So as you may all know, if you don't, if you're fairly new here, basically around this time last year, I fell over drunk outside my own house. There is a video of it from my camera. It was funny, we can laugh about it, you know, we can laugh and joke about it because it was a funny fall. However, my right knee has not been the same since. It's completely changed and altered the way that I live my life. It's been horrendous, basically. I was on the waiting list. I'd had multiple x-rays on it at hospital. They said that I'd needed a scan. I've tried the NHS route and a year later, nothing's happening. So I have also been to Physio once where they just kind of brushed me off and said, oh, this is normal, like for knees to crack and things, and it'll get better over time. And that was 6 months after I'd done it. So I did the exercises that he told me to. Nothing's changed, it's just got worse. When I tried to ring again to get another physio appointment, they said I had to rejoin the waiting list, and I've been waiting a good couple of months now. So I have decided to go private. I think today is like a 15-minute consultation, which is free. I don't know about the prices or anything yet. I will keep you updated. But yeah, essentially I'm going to go for my first physio session and see what's happening. I did have a brief phone conversation with him. I don't know whether that was the free consultation, whether I pay for this session or not. I don't know. But the thought of going private for me initially was like, oh, this is going to be expensive. However, my knee over the last maybe week and a half has been so bad that it's been like I can't get off the sofa, or like just walking around on it is difficult. I'm also at a festival tomorrow, which is going to be hard. To save me rambling anymore, I'm going to go to my physio session. I'm going to try and film in there. If he says no, he says no, and I'll just let you know what he says afterwards. But I will ask him whether I can kind of film, even if it's just me, so we can hear what he's saying. And yeah, we shall see how it goes. Fingers crossed.
So what we're going to do is we're going to do some testing just for that knee. So I'm going to get you shuffled down for me as far as you can. I'm going to let your head relax down on the pillow. Okay, awesome. So we're going to just check this knee first, just to see. So this is what I mentioned earlier about whether there's maybe a little bit of hypermobility. So the resting position for your knee, we can get that a little bit more extension, and that's fine. A lot of people are hypermobile. It's not an issue. But sometimes it can be a reason for an individual's pain, or maybe reasons why symptoms don't get a little better. So nice and relaxed there. We're just going to have a look at that.
I did notice that after, because I used to do like Zumba and things, and then one of the things that felt like that knee was going to go backwards. Right. Which it wouldn't usually.
Yeah.
But.
Okay. So I'm just going to have a look at this. Obviously this is the good side, so we're just going to load that knee. And a lot of the tests that we did already, signified maybe some cartilage meniscal issue that we mentioned previously, and particularly in that inside. Nice and relaxed there. I'm just going to sit on this foot, and we're just going to do a little bit of a test of that. That's perfectly fine. Okay. Perfect, and let that relax down for me. Okay, so we're going to do the same here. Look at this. There's a little bit of, feels like a little bit of swelling in the back of this knee. How does that feel?
It's okay.
How does that feel?
Okay. It's like it doesn't hurt all the time as such, it's just more like, feels like a bit weird.
Yeah. How is that if we close that down there?
Bit.
Catching you?
Yeah.
Right. In the inside there?
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Like I can feel it cracking.
Yeah, there's a little bit of cracking. So that's basically cracking. Now sometimes that can happen as a result of a trauma. Right. So if you have an injury like you've had, a lot of swelling, you can start to experience that. And obviously we're both in agreement that the knee is not 100%. Yeah. If it were to be 100%, what you might find is that crepitus reduces. Okay. Either way, it's not that important. And the reason we know it's not that important is because they've done copious amounts of tests and research into people who have crepitus and the level of dysfunction in the knee, and there's no correlation. So the more clickier or crackier, whatever you want to call it, your knee is, there's no correlation that A, it increases your risk of arthritis in that knee, or B, that it creates a dysfunctional knee. Okay. So some people have that, but I appreciate it only came on as a result of, did I feel like it was going to lock there?
That felt, that popped there.
Okay. Right, let's have a look and see what the strength is like there. So I'm going to get you to straighten that leg up for me as hard as you can. As hard as you can go, as hard as you can go. Right. Okay. Let's have a look at this side here. Straighten that leg as hard as you can. Oh, so much more stronger. And again. Okay. So exercise you do it from home or from a gym?
I do it in Rima's garage.
Okay. Don't let me pull this leg, resist. Okay, and relax. And what kind of equipment do you have available to you?
So she's got like the bar,
yeah.
Boxing.
Okay.
She's got like a tyre.
Okay. Don't let me pull this, resist. Okay. Take a seat over the side. We're going to just check it from a different plane. Okay. Sometimes it's easier. So we're going to do this again. So if you can imagine you're sitting into a machine in the gym, the bars come across here. We're going to test the quad. So this is your leg extension capacity. So kick this as hard as you can. Good. And again as hard as you can. And you can see you're fairly comfortable with that. Now pull back towards your bum as hard as you can. And you've got a good amount of strength there as well. We're going to try the same here. Kick this as hard as you can. You've lost that.
Not there, yeah.
Okay, and pull back as hard as you can. Right. So on both accounts, I would say there's a significant reduction in strength in that knee.
Yeah.
And you know, and this is normal. It's extremely normal when you have an injury. But what I'd like to do is maybe take you to the drawing board and discuss what we're seeing, and then maybe go from there.
Okay.
So what we're noticing with you at the moment is that there is a lot of irritation in the inside of the knee, and the testing that we're doing, i.e. the ones where we get you into that deep squat position, or we get you to try and move that knee in different planes, is showing on those tests that you're getting this reproduction of pain in the inside of the knee. What we are noticing that is deeper within the knee, there is this structure called the meniscus.
Yeah.
Now you have a medial meniscus which sits in the inside, and you have a lateral meniscus which sits on the outside. With rotation injuries, where your knee is kind of straight and you rotate, you can sometimes damage this and irritate this. Now there's different levels of damage that occur. So if you can imagine, I'll see if we can get this kind of scooped around, but if you can see this, it's like a horseshoe-like shape.
Yeah.
So on the outer aspect, usually when you damage this, it heals quite quickly, but as it gets closer to the inside, sometimes it doesn't heal very well, or doesn't heal by itself at all really, so you may need some form of surgical intervention. Other occurrences for this is it can tear, and it creates like a flap almost, or a free floating loose body, and that can basically float around that knee, and it can get caught, and that could be contributing to the locking sensation that you get.
Yeah.
Now, with all that being said, we don't always need to operate on these type of problems.
Okay.
The time frame you've had this, I think we're definitely pushing towards a potential MRI, but there's also other things that we're noticing today that are maybe below par, that if we were to work on, will we actually improve the knee? And I think you know there's a high probability that we will be able to improve your pain and symptoms by working on quad strength, hamstring strength. But what I'm noticing is significantly weak in comparison to the opposite side.
Yeah.
So that could be a good place to start. As far as MRIs go, it is a difficult one because of COVID and because of the difficulty of trying to get to get a hospital appointment. They are prioritising all these really kind of life-threatening scans ahead of everything else that's more musculoskeletal. So you will likely struggle to get an appointment anytime soon. However, there is options. One of the options is privately, and unfortunately, the way, expense-wise, it's in the region of 550 pounds. So it is a fairly big expense. Yeah. But it depends. Some individuals like, I'll pay it because they'll pay for a holiday, or like, you know, they see the value in it really. Yeah. However, what the interesting thing is, if you wanted that, it would be a case of me signing your records over to a private company. And the likelihood is you're probably getting a scan in a couple of days. Right. And that's the reality of private versus waiting out. But at the moment, that's what we're seeing, is we're seeing this time and time again with the testing that we're doing, that there's a mild irritation to the knee. And it probably doesn't surprise me that other areas are becoming irritable now. The reason being, you're kind of getting pain in the front and the bottom of the knee cap. And what attaches to that is your quad muscle. So your rectus femoris attaches, then obviously the medialis, lateralis of the quad, they all attach to that knee joint and the lower portion of the patella tendon. So there's never a clear telltale, oh well, this is the reason for your pain. Usually there's a reason, and then over time you develop secondary issues. And so I believe that obviously with the quad being very weakened, is that this kneecap now isn't really, again, that could result in patella kneecap pain as well, because it's potentially not functioning as well as it can. I would definitely want to give the rehab at least 6 weeks of good rehab to see if it improved your symptoms, and I'd be very surprised if it didn't. Okay. But we may always have that option, because let's be honest, surgery is the last option. Yeah. We don't really want to go down that route if we don't have to. And we do know that a lot of people improve really well with just exercise alone. Okay. Alright. Let's have a quick look and see what your straight leg raise is like. So this is your level of your quad strength. So you're going to pull your toe towards you on this leg, and you're going to tighten that quad really, really tight. And then you're going to lift this leg up and touch my hand. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Perfect. Same again, pull your little toe towards you, tighten that quad, lift up. And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. So you've got a good amount of like inner range quad strength. That felt okay? Yeah. Yeah, okay. Perfect. So what we're going to do is we're going to just work into the inside of that knee. Just kind of work along that knee joint line. Yeah. that knee joint line. Okay. Have you had any kind of hands-on treatment done before?
No.
Oh, right, okay. First time for everything then?
Yeah.
So if you can imagine, this structure doesn't have a huge amount of blood supply. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to create some blood flow into that area. Hurts here, and I can understand your concern. Okay.
I'm a bit of a wimp as well.
But it also hurts here. Yeah, so it also hurts in the muscle in here.
Yeah.
So that's the whole muscle attaching to it. So a lot of this is going to be muscular. I will ease off it. I'm not going to be. I will listen. But I do think that if we can get a little bit of a little bit of blood flow into the area before landing, might be quite good. But I will say, the more we can kind of warm that up, actually we can get the same depth as we did when we first went in, but it just feels a little bit less, not as bad, because the skin itself is just a little bit more receptive to that touch. So because usually what happens when people that experience something like this is that they'll do an exercise that hurts, bike hurts, squats hurt, they're all hurt, okay, I'm not going to do any of them. As opposed to thinking, actually, is there some way I can do them where it's not that painful and that my body will just adjust to it? Because then what happens is you stop doing them altogether and you become very I was fearful of movements, but also you become weakened in those movement patterns as well. And that's not good, because squatting is something that we do, 50 times a day, probably, getting on and off a chair, out of the car, off your computer desk, off the toilet, we do it all the time. Now you notice I'm going to about probably the same depth as I was initially.
It's not sore.
It's not sore at all. Because what's happened now is obviously the pain receptors in the skin have got a bit more receptive to the pressure. It's just become a little bit more normalised. Now that's why I'm going more aggressive. So we're getting into that knee joint. Just trying to get a little bit of blood flow into that knee joint itself. That's stage one. Let's get you standing. I want to have a look and see some of those tests that we did, how they feel. And standing on that leg, and I want you to have figure 8.
That feels better.
Right.
I can do that a lot without.
Right. So that's good. That's a positive response, because all we did is create a little bit of blood flow in the area. So what we're going to start off in is we're going to start off with some simple quad exercises. We'll get you sit up and that for me, sit on the side of that for me again, and we're going to get some resistance band. So you got a resistance band at home, or?
Not at home.
Okay. So Rima has some, does she? Okay. So you're going to pop one around your knee, and then you're going to pop around the other knee. Okay. So this leg is going to come back, and you're going to hold that there, and then this leg is going to kick out in front. Straight, good. Now what can sometimes happen is it can be a little bit tricky, so if you drop this back down, what I sometimes like to do is bring these legs together, is do a figure 8. So do a figure 8 like this, twist it, and then pop that in there. A brilliant little technique for making sure that this band doesn't roll up. Get this, create a figure 8 and put it in that foot, okay? What that will do is it will lock that in position, so when you bring this leg back, and you start to kick this leg out in front, doesn't slide.
Stop it from pinging upwards.
Absolutely. And again, big squeeze. 2. Okay, we're going there. Big squeeze and back. Big squeeze. Perfect. So yeah, so we're going to do this again. So you're going to kick this leg up. So 1, big squeeze, nice contraction there, and slowly back down. Now you don't necessarily need to put this onto your foot. You could anchor this onto something behind you. If it was a table, leg, or like a chair, you sit on a chair, you can put it in a chair as long as it becomes anchored. But if you're comfortable there, that's sweet. So I would want to be giving that at least another 6 weeks. 4 to 6 weeks, but within 4 weeks we should start to see a bit of a change. You should start to feel a little more comfortable in the knee. You should be out doing a little bit more stuff, and then around 6 weeks we should be seeing a greater degree of change. And if we're not, if we feel like you're seeing some good improvement, but it's just not getting there, then at that point I think it's very easy for me to come to say to you, right, let's trigger maybe an MRI scan, just to see what exactly has gone here. Will this heal by itself? Sometimes you get the MRI and they go, actually it seems to be healing, you want to just crack on. Sometimes they say this won't heal, so it's important that we figure that information out then. However, I always say to people, don't focus on that at all at this point. Focus on your recovery, because in a large proportion of cases people will get a full recovery or a full improvement by just doing some form of rehab with the right guidance. Okay?
Okay, that's
perfect. Good. Any questions or concerns?
No.
Awesome.
Right. I am absolutely gobsmacked, because that one session, my knee feels amazing. Or the best it has. Sorry, I'm just screwing you onto a little stand. Hang on, wait there. After that just one session, I don't know what he did, but my knee feels the best it has done in a long time, so I'm absolutely buzzing with that. I've got another session in 2 weeks just to review it, but he knows Rima, my PT, that's how I got like the referral, and they're gonna like work together to do my exercises and things in as part of my PT as well, which is amazing. But yeah, like, you know, I'm also very thankful that he was willing to take part in that. He was fully into getting the footage, which was amazing. So yeah, I feel like there's a light at the end of the tunnel, which is great. Okay, I'm back home. Please ignore the mess in the back on my bed. But, so let's have a little heart to heart. So, I just wanted to talk about yesterday and this morning, physio. Actually, we'll start with physio because that's the last thing you would have seen. So I feel like the last 12 months have been really difficult for me in terms of my knee, because exercise, and like those of you who would have been here from the beginning will know that I started as like diet, exercise, weight loss channel. That was like primarily what I did. I did the daily what I ate in a days. I was in the best shape of my life, and then I fell over and I was scared about making it worse. I didn't know what was wrong. You know, the wait times with the NHS was just like so bad because I didn't know what I could do and what I couldn't do. Therefore, I just did nothing. And I guess I'm not blaming that, like having a sore knee for, you know, weight gain and things, but then at the same time I kind of am, because if I hadn't hurt my knee, then I would still be going with my weight loss journey and I would be I would be a completely different person now. The inability to exercise for me really did change my pathway in terms of health and fitness. I kind of got into a position where I didn't know whether I could exercise or not, so I didn't. And then because I wasn't exercising, I was like, well, if I'm not doing that part, then like what's the point in doing the diet? Because to me they work hand in hand. A big mistake probably on my part in terms of that, because with the diet alone I could lose weight still, but I was just kind of like mentally not in the place for it. My knee's a little bit sore now, like as I've got home. It's just obviously where he's been like pushing and getting the blood flow back and things, but I do kind of feel now like there is a light at the end of the tunnel with this, because I've been so scared to do certain exercises that like it's hindered me in that sense. But now with him saying that he feels like with some rehab we can sort this out, then I'm feeling really positive about it. It's Billy. So I'm really happy about that, because I feel like this has been one of the things that has really held me back and really changed my pathway with like health and fitness. And I feel like we are starting to finally steer back onto the road and get back to what I should be, because as much as like my body image and things right now is, you know, good, I've learned to appreciate and love what my body can do regardless of what size I am. But in terms of health, I think I know that the way I am right now isn't healthy in the long run. So yeah, I'm feeling like I'm starting to get back on the path that I'm supposed to be on, if that makes sense. And then in terms of Vans yesterday, I cannot believe still, I'm in this little bubble at the minute where I can't believe that like that's even happened. And I just sort of wanted to touch on, again, if you've followed me for a while, you might know that my struggles with my mental health, my anxiety, and things like that. And I was saying to my mum and dad just before that, like, if I'd been offered that job this time last year to go in, try clothes on, get my photos taken in front of people, I would have turned it down just straight away. I would have said, no, I can't do that, because I can barely get... This time last year I could barely get out of the car to go shopping or like to do anything, never mind going and do a job like that. And I think as well, I just wanted to take a moment to thank all of you guys as well, because without you sitting at home or wherever you're sitting right now, watching me, liking, subscribing, commenting, without you doing that, a brand like Vans would have no idea who I was. So it really is down to you guys as to why that's happened. And so I wanted to just say that I'm eternally grateful and thank you, basically. Before I get emotional, I'm just gonna end this video because I feel like I am about to cry. So we're not gonna do that today, Jess. This is a nice video. But yes, thank you very much. I hope that you've enjoyed this video. If you have, then please give it a thumbs up. Go hit the subscribe button, all that good stuff. I love you, love you, love you so much, and I will see you on Tuesday. Bye, guys.